Merhaba sevgili izleyiciler. Özel röportajlarımıza devam ediyoruz. Fenerbahçe Beşiktaş mücadelesi öncesinde Beşiktaş için ikonik bir isim, artık efsane olarak adlandırdığımız bir isim bugün özel röportaj konuğumuz. Kimden bahsediyorum? Tabii ki Atiba Hutchinson'dan bahsediyorum. Beşiktaş'ın kapısından girdikten sonra tam 10 sezon boyunca sergilediği performansla sadece Beşiktaşlıların değil tüm Türkiye'nin sevdiği bir isim oldu. Hepimizin geriye dönüp baktığında çok önemli bir futbolcuydu, çok önemli bir futbol figürüydü. Hepimizin hayatında yer eden bir isimdi olarak hatırladığımız bir isim şu anda konuğumuz. Hello Atiba, welcome first of all. Thank you for accepting our offer and thank you for being with us.
Hi, thank you. No problem at all, and thanks for having me. Excited to be here as always.
Thank you. Well, let's start. How is life after football going? It's been almost 3 years since you retired. Have you been able to adapt to retirement life? What are you doing nowadays?
Yeah, it's been good. A lot more time with the kids at home, the family. Obviously got to do a bit of traveling and just the freedom and the flexibility to, enjoy myself. Of course, still try to stay, involved in the game to an extent, but yeah, keeping myself busy with a few other things that I've been working on recently, here in Turkey and outside of Turkey and in Canada especially. So yeah, just enjoying the time right now.
Okay, I'll come to more specific questions about you, of course. But first, I would like to start with the derby game because, there are two derbies, upcoming derbies in front of us. First, Trabzonspor Galatasaray and then Fenerbahçe Beşiktaş derbies. But let me ask you this first. Are you following Turkish League and Beşiktaş still?
I still am, yes, yes, yes. Still, I still get the chances to go to watch some of the games in the stadium. Obviously, I had a great time here, so I will always continue to follow the club closely. My kids are very, very big fans of the team
Yes, we
still,
know that.
so yeah, exactly. We have a good connection with the team and the fans as well, obviously.
Okay, then as we enter match day 28, two important derby matches will take place this week, as I just mentioned. And I would like to start first with Beşiktaş because, Beşiktaş hasn't started the league in the best way, as you know, but they are really good right now and in good position right now, I think. I mean, they have been improving their games recently. So what would you like to say about their performance during the season and, of course, recently?
Yeah, well, let's just start with the start of the season. It didn't, go as expected, with the players and the club that Besiktas is used to having. It didn't go in the way that we were kind of hoping for. So a bumpy start to the season, but yeah, as you mentioned, we've been in very good form lately. They're playing some really good football and getting a lot of good results. They brought in some very good players who have helped in bringing the team in the right direction. And obviously, when you start getting the results, the confidence comes. So you can see that in the way they're playing and the way that they show that they have quality now and representing the club in the right way, I would say. So they're going in the right direction. Still a lot to play for, obviously. Maybe hard to go after a championship, but they can continue to climb up the ladder and get as close as they can to, finishing maybe in the third place, second place position, which would be a very big achievement for them, considering how things went in the start of the season.
Yeah, well, you've played lots of derbies throughout your career, of course, and derbies are very important, and it's unpredictable, the results, of course. So I would like to ask you the derby performances of both teams, of course, and what kind of a game are you expecting now this weekend between Fenerbahçe and Beşiktaş?
Yeah, the derby games are always special games, of course. As soon as you finish your last game before the derby, it's all like focus on that next game, that derby game that's coming up. So It goes from recovery, getting as fresh as you can, being ready for that game, to every training session. Just main focus is how you go out and perform in that game, individually, collectively. It's big, you know. Everybody in the country is talking about that one game that's coming up on that weekend. So, yeah, you're really full focus. You know, as you see in the pictures, the atmosphere in the stadium is it's electric. You know, it doesn't matter what stadium the game is being played in, and both teams are battling. You know, it's a physical fight. You know, from the start to finish. So, uh, yeah, the last you know, two results in these derby games didn't go our way, but you know, we did well. We had a lot of Besiktas had a lot of positives from those games and
Yeah.
little details that kind of changed the game. But I think they'll be ready for this game. You know, as we said earlier, their form has been really good. So having a good start in a derby is always very important if you're on the front foot, and then you kind of push on from there. But they've shown that they can go into these derby games and do well, whether it's home or away.
How do you evaluate Beşiktaş's midfield rotation, especially considering that Orkun Kökçü plays a key role in the team's performance? How would you assess his game?
Very good, very good. He's, you know, I've liked him from watching him play in Holland to the national team, and now you're seeing how important he is for the club, for Besiktas. He's a very decisive player for us. I think, you know, with him in the squad and without the squad, it's a bit without being in the squad, it's a big difference in the way
Yeah.
the team plays. So, you know, the work that he's doing on both ways of the game, you know, in the attack, defensively. He works so hard, and very, very clever player. So, yeah, we've seen his form has been really good right now. And he's just really pulling the team along, and that's important to see. And apart from that, I think the team itself has been doing well. You know, we've got a very strong midfield now. You can see they're comfortable with, you know, getting on the ball and making things happen, and that's where we want to see the team. And hopefully we can continue that. This derby game is going to be a real test, I think, for the players to see how we can go up and play against Fenerbahce in Kadıköy.
Yeah.
But I think they're in a good position right now, and they'll be full of confidence.
Yeah, Fenerbahçe is aiming to win the long-awaited title this season under Tedesco, but they have also shown inconsistent performances. If they win this derby, they could reduce the gap to just 1 point, with a game in hand, of course. How would you describe Fenerbahçe's journey over the past 10 years that you witnessed, and their current situation, of course?
Yeah, as we know, it's been a tough time. You know, I watched them win a championship very early when I came here. It was my first season, and then
Hmm.
since then, kind of haven't shown consistency, as you said. You know, they've had like a lot of rotations within the squad, and I think this year they've looked like they've had a really good team and a good shot at winning it, but kind of slipped up a few times. Saying that, there's still a lot of football to be played, so. This game is very decisive for them. I think you'll tell a lot with this result on, you know, how the season will finish for them. So they'll be coming out in this game, you know, pushing for 3 points. I don't think anything other than 3 points will be enough for them. So it's gonna be a real test to see how both teams perform in this game. But a lot on the line for both teams, I'd say.
Okay, and let's ask the last question about the derby game, because it's a really crucial one. What, who do you think going to be the key player of the game on both sides? Do you have a prediction on that?
Oof. I don't know if there's any real key players. I think, as we just spoke about, Orkun in the midfield will be important for Besiktas, and Didi as well defensively. I think to you know, really have that positioning and that control of the game, keeping the balance in the team for Besiktas. Obviously, for Fenerbahce, I think Talisca is always, you know, important. You know,
Yeah.
he can really pop up and get important goals. I've seen it for Besiktas, and I've seen him doing it here for Fenerbahce as well. So he's always a player to keep an eye on. Um, I think N'Golo Kante, obviously with the experience he has and playing at, you know, high level, games. I think he can bring a lot to the team as well. But I think overall it's collective what each team brings to this game, because you don't win it with any individual players. You have to have a team that is ready to perform and kind of keep your head focused and not drawn away to what's happening around the game, because sometimes that's what happens in these derby games, where you kind of lose focus of the football. So just keeping cool, keeping your composure, I think that's what goes a long way in the derby games.
You just mentioned Talisca. That's why I want to ask you about him. How do you evaluate his performance, his time in Fenerbahçe?
Yeah, I think a lot better now. A little bit of not of the best start of what we've been used to seeing him do here in Turkey. So kind of getting his feet adjusted and everything to the Turkish style again. I think he's come now and found a lot better form, and he's obviously popping up with his goals pretty often now in important games, late winners, and I think that's what we've been used to seeing from Talisca. And yeah, he's the player. Once he starts hitting the back of the net, the goals keep coming.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to your time in Besiktas. During your time at Besiktas, you won 3 league titles and worked with many coaches, of course. Which championship was the most special for you? That's what I'm really curious about.
They were all very special. Obviously, winning a championship it's a huge achievement, and so much goes into it. From the preseason right up until the end. It's really a marathon. Uh, Maybe our first championship, because of how long it went. We went, I think it was 7 years without a championship, and we were kind of like getting a little bit closer my first 1 or 2 years, but we couldn't really quite get there. And then uh, having to go through it the way we did, with not really having a home stadium. We were playing all around Turkey as having our home game. So it was a tough one for us to go out and win. And then the way we won it in the end, with playing our last 2 games in the Vodafone Stadium at the time, new stadium with all of our fans behind us. It was, yeah, a very, very special feeling. And I had won a couple championships before that in Denmark, but
Yeah.
obviously the passion and the atmosphere that you get from the Turkish fans, it was very, very special. So to have that chance to witness it here in Turkey it was a special one. So I'd go with my first one.
Okay. So how do you evaluate Sergen Yalcin's second spell at Beşiktaş compared to the season when you won the title together? What differences do you see?
Well, yeah, as we said before, he maybe a little bit similar to how we came to the team the first time around. We were not very strong. We didn't have so much depth, and I would say a lot of similarities now in the team, with a slow start with the team, and then made some changes, brought in some really quality players. Then you're seeing the impact that he can have on the team now, and they're really starting to gel together, very, very much like he did earlier on. So you're seeing the team is playing with a lot of confidence. They have belief in themselves, and I mean, it doesn't really matter which game they're playing in, home or away. They're going for 3 points, and um, I think over time you really get to see how he can have a good impact on the team.
Well, the most complimentary words that you can hear from Sergen Yalcin was actually about you, dear Atiba Hutchinson. Once he said, "My Iniesta was Atiba. If you have a player like him, you have nothing to worry about. He plays as a 6, as an 8, as a 10. So he's incredible." These are the words he actually used about you. So I really wonder what you think of what you're thinking of this.
Yeah, obviously, great words from Sergen. We had very special times, working together as a coach, and me being his captain. A lot of great memories, obviously, and great training sessions, and obviously winning that championship that we got to share together. So I have the same amount of respect that he has for me. I think he's obviously, I've heard a lot about him as a player, and I thought he was a very good coach for us as well. And you know, winning a championship is something that you never ever forget. So the journey that, you know, we all had together, it was amazing. It was really amazing, and for us to go out there and win that championship in the fashion we did, where we won it right at the last, you know, pretty much kick of the ball, last second. So yeah, great time for that whole squad, and you know, he was a huge impact in bringing that championship to the team.
Yeah, and which coach left the biggest impression on you at Beşiktaş? I mean, with whom did you work most comfortably?
Well, I had good relationships pretty much with all of the coaches, but different in the way that they coach the game and tactically, and you know, how they would communicate with the players. I don't know if I have, you know, one coach that I preferred over the other. Um, as I said, you know, Sergen did really well with us with a team that not a lot of people expected to go out and win the championship, but Şenol Güneş also did very good, and where we went back to back. So I don't know if I could choose one, but I've had a few good coaches along the way. Slaven Bilic as well to help kind of build the team to where we got to before that championship. So I don't know if I could choose one right now.
Okay, I won't push you anymore. You joined
Yeah.
Beşiktaş during the Feda season, a difficult financial period, but actually were part of a team that left a great impression on the fans. Then came consecutive titles, followed by another downturn. As someone who witnessed all of this, what changes do you think led to the decline after that successful period?
I think the well, we all came back to who we're representing. You know, the club is a massive club in Turkey. With the fan base they have, it's one of the best, I would say, you know, in the world. So at the end of the day, no matter what how things are going, you always got to represent the badge in the right way. If the team is good enough or not, you give your best. As an individual, that's what I always tried to do. And, you know, as time went on, we kind of put the pieces to the puzzle, and everything worked out that way. So to just see where we were and how far the team came along after, and I would say over the course of the last 13, 14 years, I think the club has been in a really good position. There's been ups and downs, of course, but club has grown a lot. So as I say, yeah, you give a lot for that badge anytime you step out there, and you know that you're representing a massive club. So that's important.
When you came to Turkey, did you ever imagine you would stay this long and build such a strong connection with the country?
Definitely not. No, I thought maybe a few years, you know, 2, 3 years. I signed a 2-year contract. I thought maybe I end up staying another year, maximum 2 years after that. And yeah, we really just kept going, you know, signing extension after extension. I think I signed like 6 contracts at the end of the day. So I never imagined it would be this way. I never imagined that, you know, the fans would take me in this way and show me so much love. So it's been a very, very special time here for me in Turkey. That's why, you know, I'm still here, because the country means so much to me.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of love for everybody in this country, and what this country has given me in my life, and in football as well.
And how did leaving Beşiktaş affect you and your family emotionally? Because the fans formed a very close bond, not only with you, but also with your family, especially Noah. We all follow Noah, and we're
Yeah.
still following his journey closely. How is his approach? What is he doing nowadays? We really want to know, how is he doing?
Yes, he's doing great. He's doing great. Obviously, still very involved in Besiktas. He's training and playing with the young team of Besiktas. And he wants to go and watch all the games. Not only him, but my other 2 boys as well, as we've seen in the clips there. But they really love the club. They love everything about Besiktas. You know, they were pretty much born into it from they were
Yeah.
very young. They used to come and watch all the games. So Besiktas holds a special place in all of our hearts. So yeah, at the end of 10 years, it was obviously very emotional to know that, you know, my playing days had come to an end. But as I said, a lot of great memories being here in Turkey and representing the club.
And what is he dreaming? Does he dreaming of being a football player, just like you?
Yeah, he likes the game. He really loves to watch it, and he's enjoying playing the game more. And I think at that age, what's important is that
Yeah.
you have the love for the game. So he's doing well. He's growing as a player, learning the game. I think he's in a team where he's got a very good coach, and that's what's important. The development of the game and how much you really want to go out there and play. So we'll see. We'll see how much he really wants it. But now it's all about just having the fun at that
Oh,
age. That's the most important.
okay. And as I just mentioned, you also build an incredible connection with the fans. Even in the worst matches, when the team was really criticized, you were always highly appreciated. Not just Beşiktaş fans, but supporters of other teams as well also showed you great respect. And what do you think was the main reason for that?
Yes, you're right. I think for me, something that I was told before coming to Turkey is that the fans will always appreciate your work ethic, and that's really aligned with me as a player. Everywhere I've been, I always wanted to
Yeah.
give my 100% best, and that was something that really stood out to me. And I had to make a good impression when I came over to Turkey and played my first couple games, and I realized that the fans really appreciated that. So it continued to make me, push even harder and work even harder, not only for myself, but to have the fans. And uh, as you said, all the fans really appreciated that I would go out there on the pitch and
Hmm.
give that 110% best.
Yeah.
And that's all I could do. I think that's should be every player's mindset. You can't really go out there and kind of just chill out and be, in cruise mode in a pitch. You want to play and win and be at your highest performance levels you possibly can be. So I think working hard is always important, and then the rest will follow.
Do you have any future goals in football? For example, do you consider being a coach? Would you like to return to Beşiktaş one day in that role?
Well, I've said it in the past. I think obviously I miss being part of the game and being, in the day-to-day aspect. But I've still been back and forth on exactly what the role would be. But at some point, I think I'd like to get back into the game and kind of figure out what role it's going to be exactly, whether it's coaching or more of a management role. I haven't fully committed to any of that yet. Yeah, for now I'm just enjoying my time, and we'll see how much longer until I'm back out there and uh, giving my input and insights on what I can in other aspects of the game.
Oh, okay. And World Cup is just around the corner, and Turkey qualified after 24 years, so we are more than
Yeah.
excited, as you can imagine. And Canada will be one of the host countries for the World Cup. And we are going to play our first game in Vancouver. And you also played in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. How did it feel to be a part of the World Cup? And of course, how would you evaluate our chance in World Cup?
Yes, first of all, I'd like to say congrats, a big congratulations to
Thank you.
to Turkey. We're all happy to see that. I was in Canada watching the games as I was talking on TV for the Canadian national team, and just really happy to see that the team could qualify. It's been a very long time, and this is a great generation, I think, for Turkey, with so much talented players and players playing at top clubs around the world. So things are coming really well together for the team, and I think we're all looking forward to seeing how far they can go in this tournament, because they've got a real good chance at it, as we've seen what they did in the last Euros. Will be a very nice atmosphere, I think, in Canada. I'm really looking forward to it, and to see them play their first game, Turkey, in Vancouver. I'm hoping that I can get over there to that game and watch it. But
Me too.
yeah, it would be you too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be a special one. It will be a special one
Yes,
to
of
just see
course.
the,
It will be
the
a
fans
special
in
one.
the stadium. Yeah, I think they've got a really good chance at making a lot of noise in the tournament. So looking forward to it.
Atiba, I know that you speak Turkish a bit, and
So
I would like
guys.
to ask you uh, if you have a message for the fans. But if you want to send that message Turkish, would you?
Wait, Turkish.
Huh?
It's very hard, very hard.
But you speak
All I
Turkish,
can
right?
say is yok, çok az, very, very
Ay.
little.
I think
Um,
you're underestimating yourself a little bit, no?
Yeah, no. I've been here a long time, but I wasn't good at picking up the language. I never thought I would be
Okay.
here 10 years. I thought I would always be here like 2 years, maybe another year, and then we just kept extending. 10 years went by, and I said, okay, what am I gonna do now? I haven't picked up the language, but yeah, I mean, again, a great culture. If I could say anything, is Seni seviyorum
Thank you.
to
Thank
all of the
you.
Turks.
Thank you, Atiba, for being with us today.
Yes.
It was a real pleasure to have you here. And lastly, I would like to ask you for a prediction, score prediction. What do you think is going to be the score Sunday night?
Yeah. I will go with a 2-1 result in favor of Besiktas.
Okay. Thank you, Atiba.
Yes?
Hope to see you soon
Okay,
around.
thank you. Thank you very much. Take care.
Evet, Atiba Hutchinson bugün bizlerle birlikteydi. Aslında programın başında da ifade etmiştim. Çok önemli bir figür Beşiktaş için. Sadece Beşiktaş için değil, ülkemizde bulunduğu 10 yıllık süre boyunca çok önemli izler bırakmış bir isim. Beşiktaş'ın son yıllardaki en büyük hafızası belki de. Hem inişler yaşadı, hem çıkışlar yaşadı, şampiyonluklar yaşadı, hüzünler yaşadı ve Beşiktaş'ın unutulmayacak bir parçası haline geldi Atiba Hutchinson. Bugün onu ağırladık Fenerbahçe derbisi öncesinde ve onun maçla ilgili ve geride bıraktığı süreciyle ilgili sözlerini sizlerle paylaşmış olduk. Bugünkü bu röportajımızda noktalıyoruz ama röportajlarımız devam edecek. Hoşçakalın.